I just lost my mic here in the forest, and the mic was already shut off, so I cannot connect it to the Osmo Pocket 3 what I'm filming on. In today's video I'm searching for some beautiful early spring flowers, but it seems the only flower I can find here are some bluebells. I photographed some with the 50mm. In the background we also still got a little bit of bluebells making up for that beautiful bluish purplish background in this composition. I photographed with the telelens. In the foreground you can see some beautiful green leaves swirling around in the wind, but also in the back we got those beautiful bluebells all blurred out. I photographed with the macro lens. The bluebell that is focused on, it's really standing out in this beautiful field of bluebells, and even one with the ultra wide angle lens. So let's dive into the video and check out which lens is the best to do some flower photography in the forest. I've made my first composition here in this beautiful forest, and it's spring, and of course we need to photograph some flowers. And like you can see in the left of your screen, you see that bluebell coming into the frame and out. And I'm photographing this composition at f6.3. That's the biggest aperture I can go on this lens, and we're photographing at 400mm, and we're really compressing the background in this composition. I'm also using a little bit of the foreground. I will show you guys in video mode. So you see the bluebell in this frame is super shallow, the composition, or do I have to say there's not a lot of focus in this composition. And you can see in the foreground you can see some beautiful green leaves swirling around in the wind, but also in the back we got those beautiful bluebells all blurred out. And the colors in this composition makes this photo really beautiful, because if we would photograph this bluebell without the foreground elements, I will show you if I move the tripod, or at least I will try. It's still a bit okay, but you can see we already have less depth in this composition. That's why that I choose to go to put some elements in front of the lens to create this beautiful composition in this forest. And I also hope my video doesn't get flagged, because in the background it's Tour de Flanders in Belgium, and they're playing some music because I'm really close to the place where everybody is. Maybe the dumbest idea to come and photograph on a Sunday when it's Tour de France, the Tour of Flanders. So you can see, if you only have a telelens, you can also photograph super beautiful compositions when you are putting your aperture at the smallest that you can go. So the lower number, you shallow depth of field, and beautiful compositions using your foreground element and background elements. The most important is to have a beautiful background, because everybody can just photograph a flower in a field, but if you use your background with some colors in it, the image will be so much more than just a photo of a flower. And for our next composition, I don't know if you can see it, I've put on the Tokina 11 to 60mm at 11mm, just to make a fun photo, showcase what the difference is with the tail lens and with a super wide angle lens, an ultra wide angle lens. I've already took a few photos, and I don't think it's like a photo you will go like, oh wow, that's super cool, but just like it's fun to see the comparison between the ultra wide and the tail lens. And with the ultra wide angle lens I'm photographing a little bit from downside, so I'm making like a bit of a hero shot, the small bluebell in this beautiful forest with a giant behind it. So that's why I'm photographing it with the ultra wide angle lens. I'm also photographing at f2.8 to have a really shallow depth of field, in hope to make the background blurred out, make the bluebells stand out even a little bit more, because there are all standing a lot of bluebells behind this one, and that makes for a very busy composition, because photographing flowers with an ultra wide angle lens It's not the most common thing to do, and also, yeah, it's super hard to like isolate one flower in a field of other flowers. And then also it's the trees in behind. It's getting cluttered really quickly. That's why I'm using the shallow depth of field. I've put on the 50mm onto the Nikon D7200. It's a full frame lens, so on the crop sensor camera it gets cropped in a little bit, but you can still make these photos with the kit lens at 50mm, 55mm, and it's really important, like you can see here on the screen. In the foreground here we got some beautiful bluebells also. And I'm focused on this one here, and it's the main subject for this composition. In the background we also still got a little bit of bluebells making up for that beautiful bluish purplish background in this composition. And I already took a few photos at f2.8 just for myself, but if you're going to photograph this with the kit lens, I will show you now with the settings of the kit lens. If you zoom into 55, you get go to f6.3. I'm photographing at ISO 100. I'm gonna drop down to 50th of a second, and like you can see, the bluebell is really standing out. Super beautiful. We got some beautiful foreground elements. We got our bluebell in focus. We got lucky because the sun was blocked just to photograph this beautiful bluebell. Kit lens or not, it's you can do it. Go out in the forest, don't step on them, on the bluebells, because if you step on them they break and they will never grow back on that place. So I'm really carefully looking around where I'm sitting. So just here in front of me, between my legs, we got a beautiful bluebell. But for the next photo I've put on my my Sigma 100 to 5mm macro lens, and I'm photographing here. I will show you towards the bluebells here in front of you, and I'm photographing one of the bluebells a little back further in this field, and I'm really isolating it between those other bluebells. It's super nice. So this is the bluebell that I'm photographing, and I photographed it at a really shallow depth of field of I think f4 or 3.5. And with that shallow depth of field, all the bluebells in front are really blurry. The background is blurry, and we start to get some like circles of bokeh in this composition. So the bluebell that is focused on, it's really standing out in this beautiful field of bluebells. And I know it's a lot of bluebells. This only bluebells here in this video. But that's because it's the time of the bluebell, so everybody's gonna go out and photograph the bluebells. I was hoping to find other small spring flowers here in the forest, but cannot find them. I see only bluebells, but I don't mind. So and maybe I will photograph another composition with the macro lens, so you can see like in a field of this what it does. And with using the macro lens onto the body, I can really go into the bluebells and photograph one of the bluebells super close up and make everything blurred out. For this shot I used my diffuser to diffuse the sunlight on the flower, and the front I've used my little camera light to light up the foreground a little bit, to make the bluebells in the foreground pop a little bit, so the subject or little bluebell that we're focusing on is a little bit in the shadows, and everything around it is a little bit more lit up. So this little one stands out. I really like those very bright macro photography photos, so I really love this shot. Let me know what you think of this photo. And also let me know what you think about this video. Did you like it or not? Do you want a little bit more b-roll in this video? Because I was just trying to go from point A to point B and so on, to make it really a quick video and move on. So thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.